All right. Hey, shalom, shalom. Wow. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakudash. A double honor to the apostles, elders, and great millstones. Salutations to you, Akim, pushing the work in truth and sincerity. All right. So the name of this one is The Lord Works. And I'm basically pulling from Psalm 64 and 8. All right. And it reads, well, I'll go ahead and read it really quick. It says, their own tongues will, slide here. KJV, it says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, all that see them shall flee away. All right. And this is the work of the Lord, pretty much turning the wicked into, into fools and, essentially, turning this place upside down and inside out, because, the situation in America is really messy. At every turn, there's some type of scandal, there's some type of, you know, some type of revealment or some type of leak that is exposing the industrial, the military industrial complex, so on and so forth, man. But all in all, it's the work of the Lord. So the Lord is working, despite what people are saying. People's narratives are towards the truth. The Lord is working. All right. So there's a slew of documents that just proves, that the situation in America is getting messy. But you know, the prophecy, the scriptures tell all. All right, and we see it in real time. So I want to go to the NLT with this one. Psalm 64 and 8. It says, their own tongues will ruin them, and all who see them will shake their heads in scorn. All right. So that's exactly what we're seeing. All right. So I'm gonna read these articles and I'm gonna read a few precepts. Lord, and this is edifying. It says suspected leaker of Pentagon secret docs identified as Air National Guardsman. All right. Washington Sputnik, a member of the Massachusetts Air National Guard, is allegedly the leader of a small online gaming chat group where the leak of classified U.S. intelligence documents on the conflict in Ukraine took place over the past months. An American daily reported on Thursday, citing U.S. officials. The 21-year-old member's name is Jack T. Xera. I'm not sure exactly. It says, and he was responsible for overseeing a private online group, Doug Shaker Central, with about 20 to 30 participants who used the chat to discuss guns and share various memes, according to the report. Investigators are planning to talk to TXera about the leak of secret documents. All right, so it says here breaking. Massachusetts Air National Guardsman named Jack TXera, identified as the leaker of sensitive U.S. intelligence documents. So it's like no matter where this devil, no matter what this devil is doing, he's being exposed at every turn. And that, of course, that's through the Lord, man. All right. So I'll start at Psalms 64 and 1. Okay, because we know this whole society is built, all right, to essentially oppress, all right, and dominate the world, because that was the gift or the blessing that Edom was given from their father Isaac, our father Isaac, all right. Part of the blessings was that we, Jacob, would receive the kingdom of heaven, and they, Esau, Edom, would rule the world with the sword, all right. By thy sword shalt thou live, all right. And that word live goes into sustaining life, and that's how they conquered the world through the sword to sustain their own lives. So Psalm 64 and 1, hear my voice, O God, and my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. They got policies and things that they set up to do that, all right? That they may shoot in secret at the perfect, all right? And that's the elect, okay? That's the poor righteous, all right? I'll put it that way. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They don't fear, all right? Because they think us to be nothing worth, and we're worth nothing, and they can do as they please. But it says they encourage themselves in the evil matter. That's all this society is, or their industrial complex, military or prison industrial complex, what have you, it don't matter. It's set up to oppress, and they encourage themselves in the evil matter. All right, they communicate in snares. Privately, they say, "Who shall see them?" All right, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. All right, but God shall shoot at them with an arrow, and suddenly shall they be wounded. And this is what's happening. The Lord shot at them with an arrow, and mainly because He's uplifting their skirts, and the whole world is get to see their foolery. All right, the whole world gets to see their foolery. All right, so it says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away, and all men shall fear and shall declare the work of the Most High, for they shall wisely consider of His doing. And that's exactly what we're doing. So going back to this article, all right, the Lord put the Spirit on individuals to come out with information, classified information that's not even supposed to touch the airwaves. And that's what it had done, and that's what is being done here, all right? So it says, meanwhile, another American daily reported that the U.S. authorities believe that an Air National Guardsman based at Fort Bragg was behind the leak of highly classified military documents online and could arrest the suspect on Thursday. So there's another suspect. Most of the more than 60 documents that were posted online seem to have originated from the Central Intelligence Agency Operations Center and the Pentagon's Joint Chief of Staff. The report said, it says, what is Pentagon Leak 2023? This is more than 100 classified U.S. government documents have been leaked on social media sites in recent weeks, apparently showing sensitive intelligence documents on U.S. efforts linked to the conflict in Ukraine and interactions with allies and partners. See, so the Lord is exposing all of it. All right. So this is the work of the Lord, bringing down the whore that rideth the beast. All right. In particular, all right. And this is definitely going to get other nations to look at America and have disdain for America. A lot of America's allies are going to turn on them because of these secret documents. Because behind closed doors, America, they pretty much they exploit everybody, even their allies, and their allies are going to find out. It says in particular, the files provide intelligence on a range of sensitive security matters, including Ukrainian air defenses, Russian military activities, and U.S. assessments of the conflict. Which ain't too much, but again, every turn, everywhere you go, at every turn, America's being exposed. All right. The documents also revealed that the U.S. was conducting espionage not only on its opponents but also allies. See, which sparked deep concern among U.S. officials, and that's why this is part of the reason why the nation is going to be angry against America. All right, who think that the situation might endanger the U.S.'s sources and undermine important international ties? Well, you undermined your own international ties by dealing, how can I say, having backhand deals and dealing deceitfully behind closed doors. See, it's only so long you can try to, play the Lord. And this whole time you've been, treating us like shit over here in America, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Now the Lord is going to expose your military industrial complex, all right, which is going to compromise all your deals. And ultimately, your allies is going to turn on you. It says all of the leaked documents reportedly were color printouts with text, graphics, or maps accessible to about 1,000 people prior to the incident. All right, the leaked materials, the veracity of which has not been confirmed by the U.S. government, first appeared in a chat on the Discord social platform. The group consisted of about 20 people, mostly men and boys, who did not pay much attention last year when a user who went by the nickname OG posted messages containing strange acronyms and jargon. As per American media reports, the messages appeared to be near verbatim transcripts of classified intelligence documents that OG had brought home from his job at an unmanned military base. On April 7th, the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation started its own inquiry into the source of the leaks. The U.S. Department of Defense, in the meantime, has significantly reduced the number of its employees who have access to classified information. Look at that. So they fired people and they still had access to that information according to U.S. media. And the Lord is just putting His spirit on certain individuals to do certain things. All right. It says the Pentagon is also leading. That's why we know that the Lord ruleth in the kingdom of men. All right. We know that by reading Daniel 4:17. It says this matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand of the word. And the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know. That the living may know. All right. That the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. All right, which we know the basis of men, and all right, who's ruling now is Esau. Okay, and this proves that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. All right. So the Lord has free reign in this society, whether people want to acknowledge it or not. The number of employees have access to the classified information, according to the U.S. media. Pentagon is also leading an interagency effort to determine the impact of the leaks have on the U.S.
But I like most of that being here.
All right. So it says also leading. So, all right. So here's another one. Joe Biden's denial of any knowledge of Hunter's business dealings ripped as all our lives. So again, man, this at every turn there's a scandal, and the situation is very messy for Babylon. All right, because the Lord is pretty much turning this place upside down and inside out. Okay, by exposing it. Okay, so at the very highest authority, you got scandal. All right, and that shouldn't be. It shouldn't be in any society. So you got scandal, but there's nothing new under the sun. All right, this is Rome all again, and same thing happened in Rome. You had plenty of scandal. A lot of it's just smokescreen for what they do behind closed doors. Keep people's attention off what's really real. So you know, uh, it said here it says the Miranda Divine. We have evidence of multiple meetings of Joe Biden with Hunter's business partners, at least 10 in photographs. Yet Joe said, I have never spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings. And the Washington Post, the paper of Watergate, lies for him. This is what the reporter says. You should be ashamed of yourself. At Glenn Kessler, WP, carrying water for Biden, again trying and failing to discredit our in my post story that Vice President Joe Biden in 2015 met Vadim Harsky, executive of Burisma, which was paying Hunter $83,333 per month. Washington Post politics. Yeah, you know, scandal at the top, man. Getting messy. Why? Because the Lord put the spirit on this place. All right, we're gonna get that. Top staff members of Hunter Biden's now defunct investment. It's locked for the background noise. All right, it says top staff members of Hunter Biden's now defunct investment firm, Rosemont Seneca advisors paid visits to the White House on over 80 occasions when his father, Joe Biden, occupied the position of vice president in the Barack Obama administration, a U.S. media report revealed earlier, citing White House visitor logs. So the hypocrisy is like now they're trying to indict Trump for taking some documents, classified documents, which he's cleared to take as president. And he mentioned himself that all the other presidents did it before him, and even Biden has documents, classified documents at his place. I don't know if it's Pennsylvania or whatever, but I mean, we don't have to get into the particulars. The real thing is that the Lord is just exposing this shit, and this shit is just messy all the way around the board. All right, corruption at its core is how South Carolina Republican Representative Nancy Ruth Mace described Joe Biden's bro, Satanism, dude. All right, it says describe Joe Biden's obdurate denial of any knowledge of his son Hunter Biden's shady business dealing. So people know it's complete. Like it says here, corruption. Okay. So it says here you have President Biden lie and deny he had any involvement with Hunter Biden's or Hunter's businesses. We come to find out there's voicemail evidence, email evidence, and now White House evidence where his business partners visited over 80 times when he was vice president. This is corruption at its core. Yeah. So we don't gotta get. I mean, you can look, you can read it yourself. All right, at the very house. I mean, at the very top of society, and this society is corrupt. All right, but they paint themselves as highly regarded. All right, they give each other rewards, and they the wicked. And we're exposing them. Or the Lord's exposing them. Isaiah 47:1, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, which is Esau, Edom. All right. And I think that's Psalm 137 or 139, one of the two. Let me see. Yep, 137:7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, meaning to tear it down, even to the foundation thereof. All right. The sins of your youth, man. All right. The sins of Esau's youth. All right. Which had a point where he stood by as we were being conquered by, I think, the Babylonian Empire as they destroyed the temple. All right. Destroyed us. They stood by, okay, and watched as their, brother nation or cousin nation, however you want to say it. All right, because Esau is pretty much the closest nation to us in the world because we came out of the same womb. All right, they stood by and watched these nations. All right, because they had envy and hatred towards us, they allowed it to happen. Okay, because we ain't got no allies on this earth. The only ally we have is Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Right, so that's the history. Verse 8, it says, O daughter of Babylon, O daughter of Babylon, O daughter of Babylon. Isaiah 47:1, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. All right. So is Edom, who are to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us And the reward, the recompense is coming. Happy, and this is the part. This is part of the recompense by this place going down the way it's going down. All right, it's a bunch of messy scenes, corruption, cries of corruption, cries of corruption in the military. All right, concerning leaks concerning them doing being deceptive even to their allies and their enemies. So yeah, man, that's the Lord, man, which is beautiful. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone. Well, you ain't gonna see no exposing of this by no Christians, all right? Because they stuck on the Jesus juice and they stuck on the Babylon juice, and they want this society to keep going when clearly the Lord is bringing it down. Isaiah 47:1, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, which is Esau. Sit on the ground, there is no throne. And you can tell there ain't no throne. Look at these ones. Look at them. You know, look at them. A bunch of frauds. All right. Okay. So it says, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. All right. Meaning, a woman is tender and delicate. She's, delicate, untouched, All right. Okay. Verse 2, it says, take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. All right. And so this is the economics, okay, of this place. All right. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. All right. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man, because ultimately the Lord is going to come down himself and do away with Babylon, right? With that, right along with the thermonuclear destruction. Okay. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name. The Holy One of Israel, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. And this place is surely in obscurity and darkness. Okay, wickedness. Okay, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. People hate and despise this place. People truly hate and despise America because of its dealings behind closed doors. I was wroth with my people, I have polluted mine inheritance, and given them into thine hand. What? Into whose hand? The daughter of Babylon. The daughter of Babylon, which is Esau, Edom. Okay? All right? We shall be sold to them as bondmen and bondwomen, slave men and slave women. All right? Okay? It says, I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst shew them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. All right? And thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. All right? Yeah, it says, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly, because they fare sumptuously, these Edomites at the top in politics. Man, you're talking about deals upon deals upon deals. This is $83,000 per month. All right. But over the years, over the decades, they've been doing this type of thing. All right, where they extort the nation, they go to a nation, they make backhand deals with nations and leaders and destabilize countries, and they make a killing. They made a killing off the third world countries, and they make a killing off you dummies here in America. All right, so it says, therefore, hear now this: thou art that art given to pleasures and that dwellest carelessly, slacking. That sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, and one day the loss of children and widowhood. So the Lord has compromised your secrecy concerning your military campaigns. And what that do, that puts you at a disadvantage. Now you can't. Now your lies are being exposed even to your allies. And now that's lifting the eyebrow, and they're saying that these people are way too risky to be dealing with. And as you see, Russia coming out saying certain things. You got China writing memorandums to America about their dealings, and all sorts of things are happening right now. So the Lord is working. This is beautiful, man. All right. It says in widowhood, it says they shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. All right. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, deception, lies. All right. Mainly witchcraft. Okay. All right. Thou hast said, none seeth me. See, none seeth me, but you being exposed. It says, thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. See, so this place is in for a rude awakening, and it's going to get it at and when they least expect it. All right. And they're not going to expect the attack. All right. And mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. All right. So I'm going to cut it there. Lord willing, this has been edifying. All right. So kind of just wanted to go unlisted with this one. All right. Because the noise in the background. So, Lord willing, again, this was edifying. Until next time, I say shalom.